Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Wednesday, the 6th of Rabi'ul Akhir, 1444, the English date, 2nd of November 2022. This Majlis took place before the Zohr Salat at Falah Darain, Tarkesar, Surat, Gujarat. Hazrat Wala recites the ayat, وَاتَّبِعْ سَبِيلَ مَنْ أَنَابَ إِلَيْهِ. Hazrat Wala is saying it is the grace and the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I have come to you people. Rather, it brings great happiness and joy to my heart. And Allah ta'ala grant me and give me the tawfiq of making qadr of this ni'mat. Now, here there is the waz of Buzrugs and the work of Jamaats. The ayat that I have recited to you is of utmost importance. وَاتَّبِعْ سَبِيلَ مَنْ أَنَابَ إِلَيْهِ. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab recited this ayat, and then he went on to speak and deduce and take from this ayat the merit, the virtue, the privilege, the greatness of the companionship of pious. There was a graduate from Jamia Al-Azhar who was sitting in that gathering, and he was taken aback with joy also ilmi that I never ever heard this ayat being quoted regarding the benefit of association with pious, Sohbatul Salihin. This ayat now just came to my mind. Now make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me also the hidayat of making tashri and explaining it with the barakat of Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. So Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah used to say that there is a very important article and message in this particular ayat, that the salikin should make ittiba, they should follow the path of those who have turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now it is so important, it is for that reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made mention of it in His kalam. So here Allah Ta'ala wants us to follow the salihin, the muflihin, the muttaqeen, and not the path of those other than them, those who have gone astray, those who are unworthy or not worthy of being followed. Now the Buzurgan-e-Deen have mentioned that greater than salah and goodness on its own is companionship of the pious. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to say, whenever you see some person, whenever you see a person going towards salah and goodness, then understand well that this person has most definitely met and sat with a saintly person. Today there is a great need for this as well. People don't understand this year to be great. Therefore, they start thinking, or they want to then walk this path on their own, due to which many difficulties and evils creep in. Therefore, this type of a silsila should continue and should progress. So here, what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is being commanded. Here we have a gathering, we have an ijtima. And this is for all. It brings happiness to all, and is something very, very great. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq that we also appreciate these types of ijtimas and gatherings. I've come here before as well, and I went to other places in my last trip, like Akkal Koa, etc. And many, many people gathered. If I calculate it, I would say it is because of your barakat that I have come here. Allah Ta'ala give me the tawfiq of appreciating this. So here there are so many seekers, talibeen, seekers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mushtaqeen, people who have earnestness in them, they have great yearning, they desire, talab in them. And Allah Ta'ala give me also the tawfiq and the hidayat that I quench their thirst and fulfill their haqq. And if there is any weakness in this, then most definitely that weakness is coming from me. So muhabbat and love is something very, very great. Rather, we can actually say that it is from the fundamental things. Now, the hadith states, وَجَبَتْ مُحَبَّتِي لِلْمُتَحَابِّينَ فِيهِ, that my love is mandatory, compulsory for those who love one another for my sake. They love one another for my sake. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to say that our ta'alluq and relationship that we struck up with Hazrat Tanvi was based on that of love and not on the basis of aqidat. Our ta'alluq was on muhabbat and not on aqidat. Because aqidat, a person says, I've got confidence in somebody. That type of thing and concept, many times that confidence can be snatched away. And it can leave a person. However, love, what's your relationship with this person? Yeah, everything and all of it is based on love. I come here, why? Just because I love that person. Allahu Akbar. So in muhabbat, there is dawam. But in aqidat, there is no dawam. And he used to go on to say that many people base their relationship on aqidat, and due to which they slipped. Rather, they will reach such an extent that even the khilafat had been snatched away from them. Because many times, many things come in front of a person, due to which when he sees and he understands, then he may become confused, or that confidence that he had would not be there then anymore. However, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to say, we remain steadfast. And how come? All of this is and was because our relationship was based on love. So, it is for this reason that we stayed with Hazrat Tanvi right till the end, whereas many people came and they lost out. Rather, they reached khilafat as well, and khilafat was snatched away from them. Now, Hazrat Maulana Abdul Ghani Sahab and Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, on one occasion, they were with Hazrat Tanvi, and there was one other person as well together with them. It was after the Asr Salat, and Hazrat Tanvi came about and he said to them, you people go. You people go, you can leave. You people go. So, Hazrat Maulana Abdul Ghani Sahab, he was much elder in age, and Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was younger. But now look at both. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. So what did he say? Mori Wasiullah, bura nahi manna. Don't take it badly, don't take it wrongly. Hazrat has given us that which he has not even given his own family. At that time, his family people were there, this, that, and the other, and he wanted to see to them. And he asked these talibin to go then. So Maulana Abdul Ghani Sahab, he's saying that listen, Mawli Wasiullah, don't, don't take it badly. Don't take it wrong. Hazrat has given us that daulat which he has not even given his own family. So many senior people slept and even the Khilafat was snatched away. You know, there was a very, very senior person, a mufti, you may even know him. He said to Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, Maulana Wasiullah, what's it that I don't find that attention from Hazrat Tanvi. How come? How is it that I don't find that? So Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah said to him, it is greatly possible that he might be finding some airs in you, some type of pride and barai, that highness within you, whereas when we come here, we should humble ourselves completely. Nevertheless, he humbled himself then so much that Allah Ta'ala then elevated him and he achieved then so much. So don't bring anything in your mind, because it is, I'll give another example Hazrat Wala gives, that Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was there with Hazrat Tanvi, and thereafter, when a person came there and arrived, then there was silence. But this person then, his thoughts were wrong, badgumani. He started entertaining evil thoughts then. But he could have understood that, listen, maybe the talk has come to an end, or it is not suitable for us. This talk is not suitable for us. But then he started making objection, and then this thing went further, so much so that his khilafat then was snatched away from him. Allahu Akbar. So Muhabbat and love is something very, very great. Allah Ta'ala established this and keep this. So we're speaking about all of this here, and what can we deduce and say? At-turuq kulluha adab. Tariq, this path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all and all of it has got to do with adab and respect. So we have come here, the first thing that we need to know and understand and put in our minds and hearts is that of adab and respect. This path is very, very delicate, because what can you have? Suluk, you can be threading the path. And you can have wukuf, that you just come to a dead stop and you do not make any progress then. And you can have ruju', rajat, that you start going backwards. So we have all come for suluk. So sometimes something happens and a person then stops in his progress in this path. And sometimes it even happens that a person starts going backwards. Even the little that he's achieved, that is lost. So this nisbat and this connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is something very, very great. Rather, I can say to you that it is the foundation of suluk and tasawwuf. Nisbat. This nisbat ma'al haq, this connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's number one. And number two, shafqat al khalq, a compassion, good treatment, mercy towards the makhluk of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't understand them to be low or insignificant. Some buzrugs have written that when you come out from your house, then you're going into the world, into the society, then at that time, don't even understand a dog to be lower than you. And if you do that, you will fall from your position and your status. Allahu Akbar. So this ijtima, it is for this reason, so that a person's nisbat and his connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be established and get stronger. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also blessed me with these adab, Hazrat Wala is saying. So the Buzrugan Deen have adopted all these things. We should also adopt it and bring it into our life. And this majlis, remember, these gatherings, this was, should only not be qawli, not just verbally. Rather, it should also be amali, that we should take it now and practice on these talim and these teachings. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, on one occasion, he went to Lucknow. He reached there, people gathered, all intellectuals and so many great ulama as well. But he came and for a long stretch of time he remained silent. And then after that he went on to say that if a person cannot benefit from the silence of an individual, then he will never ever benefit from his speech as well. And the reason he would go on to say was that sukut and silence, the effects of it are coming from the heart. So at that time, if you're not benefiting, then you will not benefit also when a person speaks, because when a person speaks also, he's speaking from his heart. So the suluk and the khanqa and the talim is for islahu dhahir wal batin, rectifying and correcting the external as well as the internal. Zahiri amal and batini akhlaq, your outward a'mal that you carry out that can be seen external, and the akhlaq of the heart. So zahir is all those things that are connected to your jawarih and your limbs, and akhlaq, وَنَعْنِي بِالْأَخْلَاقِ أَعْمَالُ الْقُلُوبِ, and we actually mean by means of akhlaq those things that are the amal, or rather connected to that of the heart, and this is tasawwuf. And what is it? Usi qalb ko harkat dena hai. This qalb and this heart, we need to give it harkat, we need to shake it up and get it working and moving. So this year, وَذَرُوا ظَاهِرَ الْإِثْمِ وَبَاطِنَ, generally, people don't speak about this, but I heard Hazrat Maulana Abrarul Haq Sahab speaking on this topic with so much of passion. وَذَرُوا ظَاهِرَ الْإِثْمِ وَبَاطِنَ, and he spoke so much in detail about that. So the Mufassirin have even written that abandon the external sins and the internal sins as well, the outer sins and the inward sins. The inward sins, the Mufassirin have written, hasad, jealousy, bughz, hatred, adawat. So give attention and pay attention to these things also. That same Allah that assists us and helps us to stay away from outward sins, He can also assist us and help us to stay away from the inward sins. So in this, I understand it this way, Hazrat Wala giving an example, that a person is going, and like how we go and then we stop at a station, and then we continue and we go forward and we reach the next place and then the next place. Similarly, in this path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you would have a station or a maqam, a certain place, and a person comes there and he reaches it. Now, when he abandons this jealousy, then he can understand that I have reached a certain station, a certain level. And then he continues, he goes until he gets stronger and he leaves pride and arrogance. And then he continues in this manner as he makes progress. Maulana Abdul Rahman Kamil Puri, he has written the Tarbiyatus Salik. In Tarbiyatus Salik, he has written about these different stations. Nobody else has written about that. In here, I found it here that there's different maqamat, and as the person reached these different stations and in his path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is greatly possible that he can slip. Example, he would have his gaze on his ibadat, on his acts of worship, of how much he done, etc., due to which he slips and he falls and he loses everything. He should rather have his gaze on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not on his ibadat. Kam ra'ayna shuyukhan saqatu. Look at the ibarat. It's mentioned in the kitabs. So many of the shuyukh, we have seen them, how they have fallen from their maqams. Allah Ta'ala also help us to make our suluk and our walking and traveling in this path to Allah, make it kamil for us. And Allah Ta'ala also bless us with that adab which is necessary in this path. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala protect us from these mawani', these hurdles that come also and which are very detrimental to a person and they cause failure to a person. Rather, the most harmful thing in this path to Allah is da'awiyya kadhiba, these false claims that a person's claiming, I reached this maqam and I am here and I done so much, but all of that is completely false. You know, what can I say? I have been talking the whole day, the night also, so many people coming, etc. This morning also, huge crowds of people all coming to meet, etc. And I have been greeting them. And of course, whoever comes, I am speaking to them and talking to them, etc. Health also is something very, very important. From your asbab and your means of hidayat and your traveling this path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a great ingredient there and prerequisite is health. So Allah ta'ala also give us the tawfiq of making a qadr of our health. Now Allah says, وَأَرْضُ اللَّهِ وَاسِعَةٌ. The path and the land of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most vast. Sometimes a person has to go for his rizq and he has to go out for his rozi. He can't find it here. He travels, he goes to another place because وَأَرْضُ اللَّهِ وَاسِعَةٌ. Go, travel the world, the earth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you would get it. So for sihat as well, sometimes a person has to go. He has to make safar, etc. And now at this point in time, I'm making mazarat. I'm putting in front of you my excuse that I cannot speak that much. So Allah Ta'ala give me sihat and Allah Ta'ala give me afiyat. So Allah Ta'ala bless us. Allah give me first this nisbat ma'al haq and shafqat ala al-khalq. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb used to become sick. In the end also he was not too well, etc. And then people would say, we would say that Hazrat, don't speak too much. So then he would go on to say that these people are trying to silence me. These people don't want me to make kalam and tell the people and make clear these talks of tariq. Now this was this dun, this was this passion that he had to tell the people about this path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, there was so many of the people there in Tanabawan. And then Hazrat Tanvi, the seekers, so many ulama who used to come to take benefit from Hazrat Tanvi. And then Hazrat Tanvi said some couplets in the favor, or rather which were completely applicable to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb. And then those around him, after Hazrat Tanvi went, etc., they said to him, Maulana Wasiullah, speak, say something, tell us something. Hazrat Tanvi has said these couplets for you. Tell us something. But he remained silent. He never said anything. But afterwards, once he came to his place and then he started doing work and he started speaking, you can see it yourself. Look at those risalas that used to come out, which we are gathering, putting together, making easy, and we are presenting that to you already. Approximately, I'm reading at night also. I'm going through it, rat, hours at night. I'm going through this year. And I think close to 6 volumes are already prepared. You know, on the occasion when I came from Darul Uloom, now the Talim there was very mashhoor, was very famous, the level of it, etc. So nevertheless, when I came and I returned, I said to Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab that, Hazrat, give me some nasihat. So Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah said, Har kuja pastist, ab aja rawad. That he could have been thinking that this person came from Darul Uloom, the talim is there like that. When he comes here, he may think or he may understand something else here, the way the talim is, etc. But in this path, a person achieves nothing if he does not lower himself, he does not humble himself. So the first nasihat that was given, Har kuja pastis, ab ajarawad, that water goes to every low-lying area. Wherever there is a decline, wherever there is low-lying land, you would see even in the rains, or if water is opened up there, you would see the water all going to that area which is low-lying. So when a person has humility, his heart is humble, he has lowliness in it, then the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then would come there. So that was, if you want kamyabi, then that's the first thing you need to do, you need to bring in yourself. And towards the end, I asked Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab again that, Hazrat, give me nasihat. Then he said, he quoted the couplets, that this body has come to do work. Don't leave it idle. Bekar madar. Don't leave it without doing work. This body of ours has come here to do work. And this heart has come for yar, so that Allah can be in it. Don't leave it without yar. Don't leave it bayar. Allahu Akbar. So that was the nasihat that was given in the end. So the talaba and the students should also make amal on this nasihat. That we do not have our nazar on ilm, etc. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was also cautioned. He was alerted about this year. We understand that Allah Ta'ala made him take up a safar for this very reason. You know this ittila. There is no more ittila. Ittila ahwal, where a person comes and he speaks about his spiritual state. He speaks about himself, he comes and he gives this. And of course, after that, their advices are given. And then we need to make ittiba. We need to follow. This has become extinct. And nobody is doing this anymore. So nevertheless, from the nasihat that I want to give, there is some sparks and some atoms that I have thrown out here to you. All of you here are much better than me. However, it could be greatly possible that there are many talks or aspects of the Buzurgan-e-Din which have still not reached you. So, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah Ta'ala gives us the tawfiq and the hidayat, that these awsaf, these salient features and beautiful characteristics whether they be external or internal. Allah Ta'ala bless us with that. So the islah of an alim is in this. It lies in this, that this type of airs that he has about himself, about knowledge, that is removed. Senior people like Hazrat Maulana Abdul Halim Saheb, they stayed with Hazrat Tanvi as well, but they came to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb afterwards. So, in Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb's andaz was like that. In the Majlis, he would just turn his attention to him specifically, and then they would say, Maulana, tell me, do you know what is the meaning of Wailul likulli humazatil lumaza? He would just say that quickly. And then he would continue and he would say that what do they really understand? Meaning, trying to create this in them that take your attention away from your knowledge. And the ulum that he was giving there was very, very superior. He used to quote all the time from Hujjatullahil Baligha. Allahumma آتي, let's make dua. اللهم آتي نفسي تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. Oh Allah, grant my nafs its piety. آتي نفسي تقواها وزكها, and purify it, for you are the best of those who can purify it. أنت وليها ومولاها, you are the guardian of my nafs, you are the owner of my nafs. Oh Allah, if we are those individuals next to our nafs, then you are the owner of our nafs. It is also your haqq, O Allah, that you are the malik of it. You make islah of our nafs, and you bless our nafs with that taqwa. Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khayru man zakkaha anta waliyuha wa mawlaha. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka anta as-sami'ul alim wa tub alayna innaka anta at-tawwabur rahim bi hurmati sayyidin nabiyyil kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.